Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori, and I have allergies. So I'm going to have a squeaky little, it's horrible.
You're going to sound like Peter Brady when his voice changes?
Yeah.
It's a New Jersey thing this time of year.
Everybody will be, anybody who'll be listening to the podcast will be like, oh, fast forward. Her voice, horrible.
The pollen's out of control right now.
Yes, New Jersey, it's
out of control.
Out of control.
So we're going to talk about Love Hotel Season 1, Episode 1. And there are 4 main characters.
I want you to tell me about these people because I don't watch the other shows. I've only watched Salt Lake, and I've watched New York, and what else?
And Beverly Hills.
The new New York.
Right, New York.
Those are the only ones that I've ever watched. And I only know Luann from Crappy Lake and that one girls trip. So I want you guys to give me like a little rundown.
Okay,
about
so
these peeps.
Giselle Bryant is from Real Housewives of Potomac.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
Stunning.
Mm-hmm.
She is 54 years old. She was married to Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he's the father of her 3 children. She has 1 daughter, and then she has 2 twin daughters. Their names are Angel, Adore, and Grace. Adore and Angel are the twins, and Grace is the older one.
Okay.
And they're all off to college.
Okay.
And she has been single for some time. And then she got back together with Jamal for a little bit. But Jamal has always lived down in Georgia.
That was storyline, though. They really weren't back together.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's a player. Listen, Jamal Bryant is a player.
He's a player. Okay.
He actually just got remarried, and his theme was Wicked. So he wore a emerald green suit, and his new bride wore a pink wedding gown. Yes.
All right, say no more.
True story.
Okay.
Yes.
True story.
But the Giselle Bryant is, if you watch this show, you can see it. She is a smart, quick-witted, not taking bullshit from anybody. So she's perfect for this.
Okay.
And then the other castmate is Ashley Darby, also from Real Housewives of Potomac.
Also absolutely stunning.
Yes.
Stunning.
She is 36 years old. She's still divorcing when she's filming this, but is she divorced now? I don't know.
I think they're divorced.
I think it's
because she did that post with the paper, with the newspaper.
Yes. So right now she is officially divorced from Michael Darby. She has 2 sons. Her storyline was Michael Darby was a lot older than her. He was from Australia. He was a businessman, and
he was a cheater, pumpkin eater.
He was a cheater, pumpkin eater. But she was very open about, they did kind of threesomes, and she was okay with that. She was okay with that with her marriage, but then when she had children, she didn't want that to be a part of it anymore. So we saw them go through that. We saw them go through some therapy. We saw them sign a post-nup because at one point they were going to get divorced or something. But anyway, they're divorced now. And like you said, she is stunning. She likes to dance. She also likes to sing. Okay. And that's a little bit about her.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shannon Baddour is 60, I believe, and she's from the OC, and she was married to David Baddour. They have 3 children, also a set of twins, and then an older daughter who are all in college as well. So she and Giselle actually have a lot in common.
Yes.
Her first husband, David, was a cheater, pumpkin eater.
Mm-hmm.
And she cheated on her while she was filming the show. She forgave him. They tried to reconcile, didn't work out, so they got divorced. Okay. Then she dated John Jansen for 5 years.
And didn't he get with like another girl on the show and then she was on the show?
Yes.
I kind of heard.
So it was a very tumultuous relationship, which ended in her getting a DUI because she left his house driving under the influence after an argument and
I remember
ran
that
into a house. Basically.
Right.
So she got a DUI, and then, she did all the right things to recover from her DUI, went into treatment, and did all the things that Karen Huger should have done. And I actually have that in my notes, that Karen Huger should take notes from Shannon Bedour, because this is how you handle a DUI on Housewives. You do all the right things, and then you get to be on another show.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that is Shannon Bedour. And then Luann. Okay, so Luann, was married to the Count. They have 2 children, Noelle and Victoria, and she's had other men since.
She's been married twice.
Didn't she didn't she get married again?
She has serially dated, yes. And then she married this gentleman, Tom, who had history with 2 other not Sonia, but 2 other of her castmates on the old Roni. And they all knew Tom was a player, and he was probably only with her to be on the show.
Okay.
She knew he had cheated on her while they were engaged. It was brought out on the show by Bethany. She married him anyway, and they were divorced, within months?
I think a year.
Within the first year. Yeah, within the year.
Yeah, and she's been single ever since. But she is, and of course, she has her cabaret show. And
yes. Okay, all right, I'm good now. I feel like
she is fun to watch, Luann. I find her fun to watch.
I loved her on Crappy Lake.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored her.
I mean, listen, she makes no bones about it. Like, she likes to be with men. Like, she likes the company of men, and she does not hide anything. And I think that that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, the woman is 59 years old. She raised her children. Let her live her life,
Yeah. Absolutely. And let's just say they all look amazing.
They do.
All of them.
They really
Shannon's facelift, priceless. Give John Jansen whatever he's asking for, because it was well worth it.
Yeah.
They all look amazing.
They do. They do. So we did a rundown of the ladies. Joel is the host of this show, but he probably will not be the host of the next Love Hotel, because I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Saw thing.
Well, after this finished filming, he made these horrible remarks about how horrible Shannon Bedour was.
He's the one. That's the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. I took screenshots of it. I couldn't believe it. If you want me to read
I totally forgot. I did hear about it. I totally forgot about it, though, while I was watching it. So the main guy, the main host.
The host. Yeah. The host.
Yeah.
And something was going on at the time.
It was right after Shannon got her DUI.
So
it was right after.
Let me tell you,
it was like a character assassination.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what he posted. He said, just because you're a pathetic drunk on a reality television show, best known for a string of failed relationships, and a DUI does not make you a star and does not give you license to treat the people you work with like they are subhuman, period. They will make me delete this, but DM me. I would like to see some videos. And then he put, well, that was quick anyway. Don't regret it. Hope you screenshot it. Hope she suffers. And then, and then let's see. And then he posted a whole apology after that. But I was like, wow.
Yeah, he will not be back, I'm sure.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe him?
No, because I don't believe him. Because Luann and the people that were there and said that she was nothing but lovely. And
because I do feel like some of these women, like, I can't picture it. I can't picture acting like that. But I do think that some of these women, they can't all be lovely to work with.
No, they're not. But you know which ones aren't lovely to work with.
That's
you
what
know
I'm
which
saying.
ones aren't. I mean, after Garcelle resigned, production came out. A bunch of producers came out in her, defense, and said that, when they were filming, when they were working with Garcelle, it was a lovely day. She was very good to her production people. And and we've never heard anything bad about Shannon. And Shannon's been on many shows. And if there was a problem, we would have known about it. Like, we know Ramona was a problem.
And said, right. I think she came out and said, like, if I were that difficult to work with, why would they ask me to be on another Bravo show?
And she had no idea what he was talking about. She had no idea what he was talking about. And, her fellow castmates said that, they didn't see anything either.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be back. I mean, I think that, I mean, hopefully this is a good show done well and we see it again with different housewives, with different
Yes.
single housewives, right?
Yes.
Like that would
I think
be
that would be fun.
ideal.
That would be ideal. As a matter of fact, when Luann was on Heather McDonald's show, Luann thinks that she should be the next host, and I actually agree with her. I think she
Oh
would
my
be a
gosh,
great
she'd be
host.
great.
That's
She
a
would
great idea.
she'd be a great host because 1, she knows what it's like to be single. 2, she knows how to, like, coach the single women.
Right.
Like, Joel doesn't how can he relate to these 4 women?
And
No.
didn't he open it up saying he was a fan? Like he was like a Bravo fan and that's how he got the gig?
I mean, he didn't
I know he was on Watch What Happens Live one time.
Like, I don't think he has. I thought that's what it was. I was like, damn, how do we get that?
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah, but I think Luann would be a great host. I think
Yeah.
that if I hope that they do it again, and I think that she would be a great host.
Most definitely.
She's really setting her. She really teed that one up well, didn't
She
she?
did.
Sure,
She
hell
did.
yeah.
She did. She really did a great job on Heather McDonald. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it, and you'll learn so much about Luann and the
Yeah, I'm
things
gonna
that
listen
she's
to it
done.
because I'm just seeing a lot of negative comments about it on social media. So I'll be curious to see
Yeah, what's your take
what
on
my
it?
take is. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was a nurse also, by the way, Lori. She
Yeah.
was also a nurse.
And a model, which is
And a
how she met her
model, and an
husband.
actress. She was in Italy modeling and an actress. Like, she's got, like yeah. And she was courted by, like, counts and princes, and, like, she's connected.
Okay.
She's way more connected, I think, than Sonia.
And we didn't know this because when she first started Roni, she was still married to the Count. You
Yes.
didn't see him often.
No.
We did not know until after they got divorced that they had an open marriage, but it wasn't her choice. Her husband wanted an open marriage. She did not. She was very happy being married to her husband, raising her children. He wanted the open marriage, and that's how it came to be. And it didn't end well.
Well, she said
Okay.
that when she started Roni, her marriage was on the rocks. And, she was looking for someone to have children with, and he was that person, and he was looking for someone to have children with too. And the reason because they got married very quick after they met.
Yeah.
The reason they got married so quick was he knew that there was all these other men courting her. And she's stunning. I mean, the woman is stunning. She's very well spoken. Like, she's a countess. Like, she is a countess. And she also talks about on Heather McDonald how when she first started, the whole comment when she was getting into the taxi and Bethany was introducing her, this is Luann. She'd never been called by her first name before because of the circles she ran in. It wasn't that she was expecting to be called Countess. It would have been, Miss de
Mrs. de
Lesseps.
Lesseps.
Right. You just don't address me by my first name. It's just not what she's used to because she's used to dealing with a whole different level of people. So anyway, that was the interesting part about that. So back to Love Hotel. These guys, they get there and they have no idea who these women are. They have no idea. Like,
Do we believe? But again, you know me. I'm such a skeptic.
I think that guy Frederick knew exactly what he was doing.
Probably Frederick did. I mean, one of them said he didn't have a TV.
A couple of them said they don't watch TV.
Them, yeah, it was a couple
I know.
of them. I was
Like, what are
I know.
sports?
Right. Right. So let's see. The first guy we meet is Ralph. He is 61 years old, and he is the sound system specialist.
Yeah, that was cool. He has a cool job.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one who doesn't watch TV. He is from Nashville, Tennessee. Ralph is 61, and he does live in Nashville, Tennessee. He was raised in New York, and he's the one who did he was with rock bands and on tour, and the proud father of a pair of sons aged 10 and 11. Then the next guy we meet is Wale. He is 38.
I like him.
IT, yes, I do too. An IT director from Rhode Island.
As soon as I saw him, I'm like, he looks like Happy Eddie. And then later on, he says he's from Nigeria. He's Nigerian.
I thought the same thing. He said he saw one episode of The Housewives and they were fighting, so that's all he watched, which I believe. Like that, I believe. This is very believable.
Yes.
He was never married and he was in a relationship for 5 years. I thought this was interesting, and he said that 5-year relationship taught him that he went to therapy after a 5-year relationship. I think that this is a little odd. Like, what man is going to therapy on their own
I think it's a good
after a
thing.
5-year?
I don't think that
I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I think it's
No.
a great thing, but I just don't
Right.
think that many men are that self-aware that are like, I was in this relationship for 5 years and maybe there's something wrong with me or something going on that
well,
this didn't last.
it all depends on what the relationship was. I mean, he
Yeah.
could have been with somebody
There's
who
got to
was,
be
like,
circumstances.
narcissistic or something. Like, he could have been, and maybe he had some really good friends that were like, "Hey, maybe it's not what you kinda think it was, like, maybe you should talk to somebody," and, maybe, or he has a family member that talked to somebody already and then was like, "Hey,
It
you
could
wanna
be.
talk," you know?
I kind of thought that he just said that so that Ashley would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
You think he was
like,
just
you're
putting
the
a
sensitive."
fly on the
He
rod and
Yes, yes, 'cause what woman is not gonna want a man who's
Yeah, yeah,
willing
yeah,
to talk about his feelings,
Right, right,
right?
right,
And
right.
go
right,
to
right.
therapy, like, how often do we see
Well,
that?
it would be
I
really
mean,
nice if it
seriously,
wasn't a line. It would be nice if it wasn't a line. So,
it definitely would be, and listen, I think everyone should go to therapy, that's just
Yeah.
my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Then we meet Philip. He is 63, he is from LA, and he is an investor. So Philip is the one that you guys were talking about that you said you think that he watched the show.
Yeah.
We don't know that much about him. I just think
We didn't learn a lot about him this
no,
episode at
we
all.
really didn't. My first impression of him is he's a little quirky, and that's about it. But that was my first impression of Earl too, to be quite honest with you.
Me too.
But
Earl
then
was
when Earl
definitely
start
quirky.
yeah, but then when Earl started talking, I was like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
wait, is
When
he
he
the
talked
one with the
about his
shoes?
second wife. Dear God.
yes,
Is
the
he the one with the
crocodile
shoes?
shoes." Yes.
And his
Yes.
wife passed away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
I
battling
like him.
leukemia 2 times. I mean,
I
I
like
like
him
him
too.
too. I like
I
him
like
too,
him.
and
I like quirky.
well, Corky is perfect for Shannon, and I had
Yes.
noticed when they were sitting there talking, I think he was there when Ashley was asking questions, and he just, like, got up when she, asked if you'd ever "Have you ever been married?" And he just kinda got up and walked away, and I was like, "Hmm," I thought to myself, "That's a little odd." And then when he was talking to Shannon and he said that and she came back with a snarky, "Oh, I guess she was," or "What did you do?" Or, "I guess she was 20," or she was 20
Right.
something or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think she was younger, yeah.
Yeah, and then when he told you the real story, you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
And he said, I didn't want to say this all in the first night, which is why
Right.
he obviously got up when Ashley brought it up, which that's totally
Right.
fine. I mean, it's
Right, no,
such an emotional thing to have to talk about.
right, which is why I believe him too, is
Yes,
because,
totally, totally.
like, unlike Wale, I think, like, I just think he's a little bit more of a smooth operator,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
I think that Earl is just genuine and you get all the quirkiness with that, right?
Yeah.
That's just my
Yeah.
impression.
How
We
about
have
when Luann was talking to those two guys and she's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go refresh my drink."
loved it. Totally
And then
loved
they're
it.
like, "She's not coming
Coming
back.
back.
She's over there talking to another guy." Typical
Switch is out
Luann.
on the
I
prowl.
love that though. But
Yep.
that's who she is.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's what they're there for. Nobody can
Are
get
you
mad
there
at
for?
it.
No?
No,
No.
exactly.
Clearly,
Exactly.
you weren't holding her attention.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah.
then
Or
we meet Mark.
there's tons of
He
people
is
there.
61. Yes,
Right.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
how many are there? Like 8? Yeah.
I think there are 8.
Yeah, so that's 2 for each of them. I guess that's what they
Yeah.
figured. I feel like they should have maybe given them 10 to choose from.
I did
Yeah, I
too.
think
I
there
didn't
should
think
have
Right?
there
been
was a
more.
lot of
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I thought there should
Yeah.
be more,
Maybe
definitely.
maybe next time. Maybe next time give them more to choose
Yeah.
Yes,
from. Yeah.
yes.
So Mark is 61 and he's the New York real estate developer, which you think that he would, get along with Luann, right?
Yeah.
Because they're from New York and they have that
Yeah.
whole New York vibe. And he's the one with the silver hair and the beard. I mean, he's a very good-looking man.
Yeah. I think that's her vibe.
I think that's her
I
vibe
mean,
too.
I think it might be Shannon's vibe too. Quite honestly, he could be Ashley's vibe too, based on her past with Michael.
Yeah.
But
But he was married for 13 years and has 5 children.
Oh,
That's a
boy.
lot of children for
That's a
13
lot of kids.
years.
very
Yeah.
busy. Very,
Yeah.
very busy. No wonder they're not together anymore.
Yeah,
That's some
right.
stressful shit right there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right?
Even with help, that's some stressful
Damn.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's the one who said he does not have a TV. So then we get to Earl. He is 59, a legal consultant from Lawrenceville, Georgia. That's near Atlanta, and never married and no kids. I mean,
No, you're talking about Frederick, not Earl.
no, I have that for Earl. No.
Earl has the
No, Earl had
shoes and was
Earl
married
was
to the
married
wife.
twice.
Yeah. Earl
Okay.
wears the shoes.
This must be Frederick.
Okay. That could be
I have
Frederick.
that Frederick was never married.
Okay, so that's Frederick, yeah.
Yeah, see, I told you, like, taking these notes. It was confusing. I had to keep stopping.
It was very confusing.
I had to keep stopping and rewinding, and I was like, "Wait." And then they only put it up for a second. I was like, "No, no, no. I don't make this so difficult."
Yeah.
Okay. Nicholas, 45. He's the crypto entrepreneur from Scottsdale, Arizona. He was the other one that was like vibing with Ashley, the younger one. He said, I thought this was honest. He didn't think it would be this hard to find a soulmate. And who else?
I couldn't keep track of any of them.
Ralph. Okay, so then we see Ralph is talking to Shannon. Giselle is talking to Jay. She was really vibing with Jay too. He's 46. He's a marketing director from Boston, Massachusetts, and he has 2 boys. And he said he's looking for someone real. I did notice that, Ashley was talking to him for a little bit, and she was like, Giselle's my girl. And then all of a sudden, somebody pulled Giselle away. Who pulled Giselle away?
No.
Let me see. Hold on.
Well, wait, that was at the you mean at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was at the end. It was who Shannon was talking to.
Jerry? No, because Jerry, Luann went on the date with Jerry.
Luann went on the date.
On her clamshell, right?
Yes.
On the clamshell date. I love how at the end of it, she's like, "Okay, I'm out," because she kissed him and there was like no vibes, and she was like, "Okay, bye."
But yeah, so Ashley's talking to Jay, and then they see Giselle goes off with Ralph. Okay.
It was Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. All right, so let's get to where they find out that they're each going to go on a single date, and they will be able to pick this person the next morning. So I don't know how long they got to spend with them before they have to pick this person, but whatever.
Not long.
It didn't seem like long.
No.
It didn't seem like long, right? So let's see. Luann picks Jerry.
Yep, and they go on a clamshell.
Yes, they're having the beach and the clams, and they're tasting different sauces.
And oysters or something, right?
Yes, oysters, yes. Did I say clams? Yeah, no, but it was a
No,
clamshell,
those look good. Those oysters look real good.
Yeah, so she asks him what he does in the day-to-day, and he says he gets up, goes surfing, and he's a homebody. Well, that's
not her speed at all.
That's not her speed. That's definitely not her speed.
He's the one that lives in, where does he live?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
yeah.
Yeah. So,
not her speed at all.
and he's surfing. That's what he's doing.
And she said, she's like, she's even said to him, I'm not sure if I could retire to a beach. She said, I am an action figure. And she is an action figure, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, she kissed him and she didn't feel the chemistry. So Giselle picked Jay, and they were having the $25,000 tacos.
What the hell was that?
It looks gross. I'm sorry.
What? Why 25,000?
Because it had like gold leaf on it and shit. No.
It had gold leaf.
I don't need to poop gold and pay that money.
It had expensive caviar. I think it had Wagyu
beef. Yeah.
Yes,
lobster,
like it was a combination of lobster. Like it was a combination of all this stuff. I would have asked for a refund, and
I'm not down with that.
Like, don't know.
Like I said, I'd
like to return this for cash, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not paying that much to poop out gold leaf. No.
I mean, they weren't paying for any of it, but
right. But I'm just saying.
Did she just say $25,000 for a taco?
Yeah.
Cool.
So Giselle thinks he's a little bit boring after that. Then
Giselle definitely needs somebody with an edge. Like we saw her in that speed dating. Like she asked the one guy, "Have you ever been to jail?"
Yeah.
And he thought he had to say no. And she's like, "You don't have to say no." Like she needs somebody with a little bit of an edge.
She definitely needs someone who's going to keep her on her toes and give it back to her.
Right.
Like that's who she needs.
Right. She doesn't want somebody who's just going to fall in line.
No,
No,
because
no.
she'll eat them
She
up.
She seems like she needs like a little bit of a bad boy going.
For sure. For sure.
So Ashley picks Wale, and they're making the cacao and chocolate.
Which looked really
And
good.
yes, it did look very good. Then I guess you're supposed to try and open the bean without breaking it. And if you can
Yeah.
do that, which Wale could, that means that you're ready for marriage. Thought that was okay.
That was a Mayan something or other.
Clearly, they
Tradition
just said that.
Yeah, Mayan tradition. Yes.
Kind of bullshit
So
they just made up.
Shannon, exactly. Shannon goes on her date with Earl, and they go for a wine and cheese tasting.
Looked like the
He's
cheese
wearing
was
the white shoes
nasty.
again. Yeah.
They were not
What?
digging the
The
cheese. They were
cheese,
not digging the cheese.
like I think that's so odd. Like one of them is getting a $25,000 taco, and she's getting wine and cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did
we
like
level this out. Level
I
the dates out.
I know, right?
I did like their date though. I thought it was nice.
I did
liked their
too.
date. Yeah.
I did too. Shannon thanks Earl for being so vulnerable, and then she starts telling him about her DUI, and she's another one who was gonna, keep it close to her chest and not tell anybody, but
First night or day.
she just can't help it. Like that's just who
No.
she is. That's who she
I'm
is.
the same way. I'd be the same way.
Yeah. Well,
I
you know,
mean,
you
this is my
might as
story.
well rip the Band-Aid off. You
Of
might as well.
course. These are the flags that you
Get it
should be
over with.
aware of.
Right.
Right.
This is what I got
I'm
going
going to
on.
wave them right in front of your face.
Right.
Right.
This is how
And
it
then
is.
you decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good point. This is a good point. So then after all their dates, like the four couples wind up all back together. And they're like hanging out together, and they're sitting around the hot tub, and then Ralph asks Shannon if she wants to go for a drink, and she does. Shannon, I thought it was funny in her confessional with Luann. She's like, "I've never dated more than one person." Luann's like, "Well, you're at Love Hotel. You can do that."
She's like, "Have you?" And Luann's like,
"Yes,
Yes.
the
many
more the
times,
merrier."
Many times. Yes.
exactly."
Listen, I know I live in jeans and black tops,
Mm-hmm.
so I am no fashionista. But I feel like Shannon dresses too frumpy for her shape. And I know her weight fluctuates. That's my life. I live that. But I feel like she wore all these boxy dresses.
She's conservative, though. That
She
is her style. She is
but
very
it's
conservative.
coming off as frumpy. Like, look who you're with. You're with Ashley. I mean,
You know what though?
she's going to put it all out. Luann's going to put it all out.
Right.
Yeah,
but
but
you know what?
Shannon
If that's
shouldn't.
her, then that's
Right.
her. She strikes me as somebody who just needs to be comfortable in her own skin. So if she's if she's going the Lily Pulitzer route, and
that's exactly what she looks like.
Then that's her game.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
She looks like she's in Lily Pulitzer 20.
Right. So I guess that's just her gig.
Yeah,
And that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy she's going to attract. Like, you don't, she's not going to want the guy who's going to want the Luann. But after she has the drink with Ralph, then she sees that Ralph goes to talk to Giselle. And then she sort of feels a way about that. Like, I can't compete with Giselle. Well, you're really not competing with Giselle. Like, you can't think of it that way.
No, you can't. No.
And then Ashley's talking with Nick, and she's intrigued by him.
I am not. Nick kind of gives me the ick.
Gives you the ick?
A little bit.
Well, the fact that he's 45 and never been married, and I think that's kind of, not that it's a red flag, but I mean,
he's giving me a weird vibe, Nick.
He's giving you a weird. Well, we're gonna say
he's a crypto guy. I mean, I think crypto's a weird thing, right? Like, we don't even know what it is. It's nothing we can touch or see. Like, I mean, what do you want? Like, this is what the man does.
Right. Exactly.
He deals in imaginary money.
Yes, just remember he's the crypto guy. Like,
imaginary money.
That's a little scratch your head, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Something's off with Nick.
All right,
I'm keeping one eye on Nick.
Kelly's got her eye out.
Mm-hmm. She's talking to Nick, and then Wale comes over and says to Ashley, "Can I walk you to your room?" Which I thought,
she says she's going to go to bed.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he swoops in.
Right. I was like, okay, that's smooth. So he walks her to her room, and she's expecting a kiss, which I don't blame her.
I was too.
And
chickens out.
he's like he chickens out. She walks in her room. She's like, "What is going on?" And he walks down the hall like, "What have I done?" But he does come back and knock on the door and give her
Nice
the
save.
kiss, like
Nice save, Wale.
yeah, but he almost lost it there. He
He
almost
did.
lost it. He
If
really
he
did.
didn't go back, that probably would have sealed the deal for him.
Yes.
And then who you got? Because you want to have kids.
Right.
And the rest of them have aged out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and
good thing he went back for that kiss. She's his only hope of staying on this show.
yes.
That's why I think there could have been like a bigger array
More.
of men.
Yes, more people.
You know,
He's the
because for
only
certain
Ashley's the
certain
only
people,
one.
there felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
only certain options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because even when Giselle, I think it was Wale that she talked to, and she's like, "Do you want to have kids?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I don't have a uterus, so we're done
Yeah.
here."
There you
You
go.
can go talk to Ashley and that's it.
Right. That's it.
And you
That's all there
better
is.
make it worth it.
Right. That's all
Do
there is.
good. Bring your A game, pal.
Did either of you watch What Happens Live?
No.
Afterwards, Portia and Giselle were on Watch What
I
Happens Live.
didn't watch it. I
Okay.
didn't.
So it was a good one. It was a good one. They were talking about, and Andy brought it up about Shannon when she had said this on Love Hotel, and I didn't bring it up because I was going to bring it up here. When she was listening to their stories and about Earl and the love of his life, and Shannon admits that she's never
Really been
she
in
doesn't think she's ever
love.
been in love.
Been in
Yeah.
love.
And she
Right.
was
that
married.
Yeah, that was sad.
So sad. And I like it was real. Like that was real. She was really saying that. Like she doesn't think she's ever been in love.
Yeah.
Aw.
So they were talking about
I
that.
know. And she's got 3 kids with him, David
And she's got
Baddour.
3 kids with him, and her kids just saw that. So there's
Yeah, man.
that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Whatever.
listen, it's not
I mean,
the
they
worst thing in
lived
the
it.
world to never be in love with somebody who treated you like that and cheated on you. I don't believe
No,
that was the
I
first time he
agree.
cheated on her. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. So then Andy asks, what are the reactions to Mia moving to Atlanta? And Giselle said to Porsche, good, she's yours now. And Porsche said, well, I like her. That's okay with me. She's okay with that.
Really? Do you
Yes.
really think they're going to put Mia on Atlanta?
I do not,
I
but
don't think they are either.
I don't either. I think, that was
I think
just,
she's,
she would like to be on Atlanta.
Exactly.
I think
I
she
don't
would
think-
like to be on Atlanta. I don't think they'll put her on Atlanta.
Me neither.
Although, she might fit in. I mean, I don't know.
She might fit in because we got some fibbers on Atlanta.
Yeah.
So she would fit in, actually.
Then Andy asked Porsche how things were going with her and Angela after her saying that she wanted to F her husband. And Portia's response is like, I don't know anything. Like Hennessy. Like
Right.
she's like, that's what she's blaming, that she was drunk from Hennessy. I don't know anything. I was like, come on.
Yeah. Just acknowledge your wrongdoing for once, Portia.
Yeah. Then Andy asked,
That's
what do you-
clearly not a housewife theme, though.
No,
Acknowledging
no
your
acknowledgement,
wrongdoing.
no
No.
accountability,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know where you think you are.
0 fucks given.
Yeah.
Andy asked her what she thought of Angela riding so hard for Drew. And Porsche doesn't think it's real. She doesn't think that Angela riding so hard for Drew is real. She's not sure why, but something about it. And remember, we were saying that we feel
I
like
told you, she said she's setting Drew up. She set Drew up.
Yeah,
I don't know why she was saying that, but that's what she was saying.
But we felt like something was off too.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciated her being loyal and a good friend to Drew, but it just
But I don't
doesn't
think
make
they were
sense.
friends before the show.
No, I think that they were because they were both from Chicago.
Yeah, but I don't think that
You
they
don't
knew
know?
each other in Chicago.
I don't know. I mean,
I know.
Atlanta's not that big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Andy asked, are you surprised that Drew tried to downplay her closeness with Dennis and what she had Dennis in her phone as? What did she have him in? Boo bro or bro Dennis?
Bro Dennis.
Portia's like, no, like he is a bro. Like I call him bro Dennis. And she said, in retrospect, I think that they tried to come up with the whole thing for her storyline for the music. She doesn't really think that it's real. She doesn't think there's anything going on.
I think she's right. I agree with
Yeah.
Portia.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, this is funny. Then Andy asked, like, Giselle, who do you think had the hardest time connecting with the men on Love Hotel? And Giselle said, probably me. And Portia's like, you over Sutton? And Andy's like, Sutton wasn't on. She's like, well, who's that other lady? And Andy's like, that was Shannon. She's the other white girl there.
That's so funny.
And Andy's like, we all look alike. And I was like, my gosh.
That's hysterical.
I was like, oh my God. Then a fan asked Porsche when the last time she talked to Kim Zolciak was. And she said that she ran into her in Houston, and because they're both going through divorces, right? And they asked her if, she'd given her any advice or anything. And she said, no, we're just going to push through these divorces and eat good. Andy said, you said we're going to push through these divorces and eat good? Again, like she doesn't answer the questions.
No, it's like everything's a joke. She just makes a joke of everything.
It is a joke. Then a fan asked Giselle if she's been in touch with Karen since her sentencing and if Karen and Wendy have spoke. She said Karen and Wendy have not spoke and probably will never speak again. And Giselle said that she has talked to someone who's very close with Karen and she's been checking in on her, making sure she's doing okay, and they love her there. Giselle said, she's running that thing, meaning the jail.
Well, I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it either. Giselle said, I feel good that she's safe there.
I mean, she's in a white collar thing, right?
No, she's in county jail. She's not in a white collar. She's in county. She's in county jail.
I forgot about that.
She is in real prison. She is not in some federal white collar crime camp.
That's
she
right,
is
right.
in county.
Because it was a DUI. It wasn't.
It was a criminal offense. She is in county jail. And if you've ever been to our county jail, I can't imagine what their county jail is like because I've heard their county jail is not to be played with.
Right.
So Andy asked if she's spoken to Ray and how he's doing. She said he's still adjusting. Also asked if she's spoken to TJ since the reunion. And she said no, but she's got a good friend who's spoken to TJ and he was being paid. And Portia said, well, then where are the receipts? She goes, he can't put them out until he actually gets paid. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Then he wasn't paid.
Right. I agree. So then a viewer asked Giselle if she resolved the issue with her dad's will yet, because that's one of the things we were wondering about.
That's a good question, yeah.
Her response was in June. Coming up in this June, she'll be in court. So she should get some resolution on that.
I'm saying lots of prayers that she gets the right resolution.
Me too. And then they asked if Portia is still in the marital home, and she is, and she's going to court soon and may be divorced within the next week or so, she said. Andy asked if Simon was still in ICE custody, and she said she doesn't know. She's got no communication with him.
No contact.
Yeah, she has no idea. And then they asked Giselle who she thought would be the next housewives, to go on Love Hotel.
I'm sure she said Portia.
She said Garcelle was number 5. Sutton was number 4. Erica was number 3.
There you go.
Heather Gay was number 2. And Portia was number 1.
Yeah.
I think that those 5 would be good.
I think those 5 would be great. I would watch that.
I would.
I'm not a huge Heather Gay fan, but I'd like to see her on a dating show. And I don't know if that's like a mean thing. I don't know if I want to see her on a dating show for a positive. Yeah, I'm not sure why, because I don't really like her. I'm not a big fan, but I do want to see her on a dating show. So I don't know if that's.
She would, because she's very
nice or not nice.
She's very witty. So I think that's why.
Yeah, I feel like she'd be very awkward with men, though.
Well, she is awkward.
That's what I mean. So I feel like it's kind of mean for me to say that because it's like that's what I want to see.
Well,
whatever.
I have to say.
Shannon is awkward with men. I mean,
right?
She's awkward.
Yeah,
she is awkward.
Yeah. She is.
So I think that those are some really great choices.
I think those are great choices.
I think Luann hosting it would be fabulous.
Fabulous.
I think, what else do I think? I think
Giselle can't say if she made a connection or not, right?
No, they couldn't say anything.
Well,
no.
This is the thing though. I saw a clip of Luann who said that I think she said 3 of them did. 3 people did make a connection and are still involved with the connection.
And I bet you Luann's not one of them, so it must be the other 3.
I don't remember.
That's
what
interesting because on
was.
Heather McDonald, Luann said that, she couldn't say anything.
I saw some clip of her on somewhere talking to somebody that she said that. That hotel is $1,400 a night.
Where is that? In Mexico?
Yeah, Cabo San Lucas.
Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah.
I just thought that they all looked stunning. Like when they all walked in, like they just.
I did too. I did too.
I'm glad Bravo's doing this because I really do think that Real Housewives is played out, and I think that people are getting tired of it. So I think that this is the type of thing they have to do.
Right. Well, the good thing about this type of show is so far no one is shown in a horrible light.
Right.
No one is shown in their female to female relationships to just be like rabid dogs. So
right.
That's the nice thing about it.
Shannon she could feel a certain way. Of course, she has the right, but she can't get mad at Giselle for talking to the gentleman she was just talking to because they're basically on a dating show.
Right. No, and I don't think she was mad at her. I just think she felt a certain way about it. And that's one of the things Luann said is like, they're really each other's wing women. You know, like that's what they're doing when they're not on dates. Some of their dates are group dates, but when they're not on dates, they're like trying to get to know these men for the other women too, to find out if they're right for them. Because you know, Ashley was talking to Jay and Giselle immediately said, Wale is perfect for Ashley. And, you know, like they're looking out for each other, trying to find, you know, a good match, you know, and trying to get Shannon to just, you know, go experience life. Right.
Right. Well, that's what I
So,
mean.
yeah.
It's showing, you know, relationships.
They're not fighting with each other.
Nice friendships.
In a positive way, which I think
Right.
is something that needs to be shown, especially in regards to housewives.
Right.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And I
That's
like
what
it.
made it
I like this.
enjoyable.
And it's fun for the summer. Like it's not, you know, I don't know. Well, it's not really the summer yet. I don't even know how many episodes we're going to get, to be honest with you. I don't know how long can this possibly last? There's only 8 guys and there's 4 women.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to start eliminating guys or are they, do they stay on until the end until they pick?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I know they're there for a couple weeks though. I think they were there for 3 weeks.
There's no way there's no how could they be there for 3 weeks?
Because I saw it somewhere. No, that I think it was Luann who said that she was saying that they contacted her and said, you know, we want to bring you to a tropical location with all these men and you would be there for 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that somewhere.
Okay.
So
because weren't the Ultimate Girls trips, weren't they only a week or 10 days?
It's all 1 week.
Right.
Maybe 10 days.
But I'll look into it further. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say 3 weeks. That I heard that time frame somewhere. So I'm looking forward to it. And you know, I'm not a big Housewife fan, so but it does seem like
I like it.
Fun.
I like it so far.
I like it too. I like it too. I just wish that there was more men. More to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Next season could be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a next season. I really wanted another season of Crappy Lake. I'm very disappointed.
Well, that was
I wanted them to go someplace else, or I wanted the Crappy Lake people to go to New York and them to try and, you know, make it in like there's so many things that they could have done with that.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It really was a lot of fun.
It really was.
You know what I think happened? They did that, and then all of a sudden they were talking about A Simple Life too.
Well, that's what happened is the same production company that did Crappy Lake did Simple Life, and then they did the second one for Nicole and Paris.
Well, they actually did film that?
Yeah, I watched it. I did watch it. I watched it. I don't think I watched the first one, but I did watch the second one.
I watched the first one. They were horrible.
My daughter.
No, the second one was good.
They were those girls were horrible. They were so mean.
No, so the second one they're not mean. See, I didn't watch the first one. The second one they're not mean because they're moms now.
Yeah.
They were humble. It was so funny watching them ride their suitcases through the airport and go to Walmart and singing their song, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what happened to Crappy Lake.
Yeah, but
they got the originals back.
Yeah.
but
listen, I'm with you. I would have loved a season 2 of that.
Yeah,
I would too.
I would have loved
really
it.
Cute.
And it was the perfect place for Sonia.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to go to the same place. Like go someplace else. Like let's pick all these little, you know, let's put all these other little cities
on the map.
Or, you know, one horse towns on the map, right? Like let's I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a housewife in my basement.
What's that? What do we know? You know, jack shit.
We're just here talking to each other.
Yeah, that's it.
What do we know?
There's nobody else to listen.
That's for sure. Certainly not our husbands.
Certainly not the people we live with.
Nope. Yep. Mine are all sleeping.
I didn't tell you this. William said to me a couple weeks ago, I can't wait until I can buy you out of this podcast. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, when I make enough money, I'm going to buy you out of the podcast. I said, you're not buying me out of the podcast. I said, how are you going to buy me out? He goes, what if I paid off your house? I was like, okay, you're buying her out of the podcast then. I said, you're not buying me out of the podcast.
He's got to buy all of us out.
Yeah.
He's got to pay off all of our houses.
Keep that in mind when he's selling his Legos.
There's 3 partners here. He's got to buy us all out.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you care if I do the podcast? It's cringy. It's just cringy. I can't, like, if I scroll and I see you and it pops up, it's just so cringy. Like, why? Like, nobody wants to listen to you. Like,
all right, so don't listen.
It's so funny. He wants to buy me out of the podcast.
We'll tell him he's got to buy all 3 of us.
I'll tell him that.
So tell him to save his pennies.
Okay.
All right, so we'll watch the next episode and then we'll see what's going on.
We'll recap it. Yeah. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please give us 5-star reviews, subscribe, and tell your friends.
Bye.
Bye.